Well, here we are, stop number 4, the St. Johns River, a place that is rooted in B.A.S.S history. The Maxim Tires Bassmaster Elite kicks off today, and what a special day it is. It is the start of the 4th event, like we said, but it is also the 500th B.A.S.S event for one Rick Clunn, a legendary milestone that probably will never be topped. Bring it into the Facebook Live pre-show. Ronnie Moore here with my guy Mike Sucon and Such.
Morning, Ronnie.
Back-to-back events. We did this last summer with Champlain and St. Lawrence. They had a tight 2-day practice window. Same thing this week. Anglers had to make it over to Palatka, Florida for 2 days of practice to try to break down 110 miles of body of water.
They've been there enough that a lot of guys said that's all they needed. Some other guys who may not have ever been here before may have wanted another day.
A lot of those at the top of the AOY race are brand new to the St. Johns River and have never been here. Maybe they've got some pre-practice time in, but it is April and it is the first time ever for the Elite Series anglers to visit the St. Johns River in April. Half of them have been in March and half of them have been in February. Last time we were there, John Cruz took home the title and he'll be with us live all day.
Figured the place out. Now I really like the St. Johns River. It's one of those just historical places that bass fishing's been going on a long time. There's always big bass on the St. Johns River. Every bite could be one of those 10-pounders, 11-pounders. My personal best was caught here on the St. Johns River. I just think it's a cool fishery. I love tides. I grew up fishing tidal fisheries. So, you know, that definitely helps being able to kind of understand what to do when the water's high, water's low. But this year we have kind of weird conditions. We've got some low water. It's been like low. Tides have been really slow. That has not been good for certain bites. Other bites, maybe like Rodman, it doesn't affect. So way down south, Astor, all that stuff doesn't affect it as much. But where I've done the most of my fishing, water's just kind of been low, never had really high tides. So been a little bit different, not had that water moving hard to be able to get on that good main river stuff, which is what should be turning on this time of year. So we're just gonna kind of go fishing, mix it up, doing some different stuff. Gonna try some stuff early for more active fish. Gonna try to catch a few bigger ones like mid-morning, and if that doesn't work, we're gonna make a move, go to 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 places or areas, kind of do some different stuff, kind of based on how the morning's going.
Well, there he is, the defending champ, John Cruz. He's got a first in 2022. He's also got a 2nd and 5th place finish in 3 of the last 4 events here. We'll be with our Angler of the Year, the Progressive Angler of the Year leader, Dakota Lithium Rookie of the Year leader as well, Trey McKinney, the winner of our 2nd event of the season at Lake Fork. We mentioned John Cruz. We'll see John Cox for a little bit today, and Tommy Sanders, Mark Zona can get into it on Bassmaster Live. He's making a big run today, but he is one to keep an eye on in the state of Florida. That would be John Cox. We'll be with a couple other Floridians, including the Prince of Palatka, the man who calls Palatka, Florida, his home. Cliff Prince, he's had a great track record here as well, and maybe he could get it done this week. We'll have Drew Cook, also a native of Florida, and Rick Clunn. Rick Clunn fishing his 500th. We will see where everyone decides to go. Such 110 miles of fishery, a bunch of different lakes you can fish as well, and it looks like some are choosing to lock to Rodman.
We're seeing them go all directions, Ronnie, on our private BASS map. Rick Clunn is kind of in the canal right now, heading to Rodman.
You can go all the way to, I believe, the last bridge in Jacksonville, Florida, to the north before you hit the ocean is the far north boundary, and then the far south boundary is Highway 44 bridge down in DeLand.
The river starts down north of Miami in the swamps and goes northward up, creates all these lakes and gets a little wider and deeper towards Jacksonville.
Yeah, you could
out in the Atlantic.
You could stay in the St. Johns River. You could fish Rodman Reservoir, Crescent Lake, Lake George, maybe Woodruff, Dexter, Little Lake George. There's a lot of different lakes that you can choose, but you can also fish it like a tidal river. We'll see how some of our young guns handle, including our Angler of the Year leader, Trey McKinney.
So hopefully a smooth ride down there. Maybe not burn as much gas, less resistance. So we're gonna see. I've never had a tournament where I'm like, I don't really know. Like, Don't even know what I'm on, what I could catch. I can catch 5 pounds, I can catch 15 pounds. I don't really know. But all I know is we're going out in style. So we're going to try it, see what happens. It's just going to be interesting. I've never been like this nervous for a tournament. It's not so much leading the points. It's just, I don't really know what's going to happen, like at all. Like,
talk about this boat ride. It's going to eat up a bunch of time.
Yeah, that's like, so risk reward is basically today. Like, this is when I find out whether I need to focus on, maybe I might do this again, or I'll probably never do this long run again ever in my career. So we're going to figure out which one that is. Hopefully, I still will do the long run in my career. So we're going to try it. Hopefully, we don't have to fill up with gas. Hopefully, we catch some big ones, put them in the boat, not see them, hold them, and we're going to see what happens. That's all I got. I mean, they're either going to bite it or not. I know they're there. We're going to be seeing fish. We're going to be around some fish. But it depends on boat pressure, how many people are sitting there. Because for me to catch them, I need to be able to run around, bounce to all my different spots, hit them fast, every cast, let them set back up. So if there's some boats, it's going to make it really tough. So hopefully nobody else does it. We got the spots to ourselves, and hopefully we can catch a good limit today. So it's going to be an interesting day, folks. We're going to see what happens. No promises on nothing.
Use the force, Trey. Put down his blaster shield.
A little Top Gun action. This place has been won in a lot of different regions. We've seen it won right there at the mouth of Lake George. We've seen it at the south end, which I guess is technically the mouth of the river feeding into Lake George. When Brian New won, we've seen John Cruz utilize Rodman and the river to win. We've seen it north towards Jacksonville with Paul Mueller. We've seen the St. Johns River won in many different regions. We've seen Crescent Factor as well. We'll see how anglers chose to use their 2 days of practice. I guarantee you there are some anglers who never fished or who only fished Rodman in their 2 days of practice, and some who are going to make a long boat ride hoping to unlock something special.
Our 25th event, we're sure to see big fish, but post-spawn maybe not as big as Brandon Cobb's 913 last year that took the honors. But the fish from the very first event here in 1973, there's still 2 fish from that on our top 10 list all-time in bass. Bob Tyndall had a 1213.
If you've ever watched a Bassmaster Elite Series event with us live, you've seen this stretch of the river with John Cruz, and it has helped lead him to success over the last couple years. And this is one interesting thing. The first 4 Elite Series events we had here, Such, they were all when the Classic was in February and the Elite started in March. So we had 4 March St. Johns River events, and then the most recent 4 events have been since the Classic was moved to March, and we've started our season in February there. So we've had 4 Februarys, 4 Marches, and this will be our first April event at the St. Johns River. This would lend itself to more fishing patterns, less reliant on weather fronts. But we do know we saw some spawners at the Harris Chain, so we should see some late spawn action. A couple of our guys on camera found some big ones in practice on bed. We'll see if those get in the boat or not.
See if Rick Clun can do it again here.
Oh my
That would be
Talk
an
about
amazing
that
feat.
some more.
He's won in 2016 here. He's won in 2019 as well, and we'll be able to watch Rick Clun fish his 500th event. Every day of competition he is eligible to fish. We will be with Rick Clun. Coverage begins of the Maximum Tire Bassmaster Elite at the St. Johns River at 8 a.m. this morning. About 7 minutes from now, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Tommy Sanders, Mark Zona, and Such and myself will be on Bassmaster Live all day. We'll have Dave and Davey on site. We'll bring you coverage from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. See you all day today and throughout the week on Bassmaster.com.
Yeah! Yes, sir! Woo! Yeah! Oh my God!